Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit the ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Greetings everybody, let's take a look again at the euro currency. Whole situation is changing slowly here, but that is understandably because market stands in the support. No significant events have happened within the recent trading session, so that's why market is very lazy. Well, our major thought on weekly research was about this support area. In the short-term perspective, we said that overall sentiment is bearish, that could lead market right to the major 618 support around 131.50, 131.66. That is also the target of the weekly engulfing pattern. Citigroup has released the beacon of potential move to the downside is around 130.50. Well, anyway, this is the area where market could proceed to. But right now, as we said in the weekly research, market started the support. First of all, market has hit the oversold on the daily time frame chart right at the confluence support. It's around 133.80 to 134.20 area. And take a look, that is also the natural support resistance area. This previous swing high stands around it. So we can see market is calling around within the third trading session in a row. So that was inside trading session on Friday. On Monday it was even more inner trading session, even smaller range. Now market stands inside again. So market now is contracted, and although we see the bounce up, it's difficult to say whether this bounce is final or market still could show some smaller move a bit higher as a retracement, because in the most cases when the market forms the reversal swing, and we here we have the reversal swing, because take a look, that is the first swing down is greater than the previous swing up. So if you'll take a look at the contracted chart, you'll see that here swing greater, swing down smaller again, and this is the first swing down that is greater than the swing up. Very often when the market forms the reversal swing, it has the tendency to show a bit deeper retracement, to fade down the previous upward momentum. The previous upward momentum, in fact, the reason that makes market show a bit deeper retracement to the upside. But here, currently on the daily time frame, we can't clarify whether market is really continue move a bit higher, or this will be all that we could get is the bounce to the upside. Because although we see some bounce from the lows, but this retracement is almost anemic and almost invisible on the daily time frame chart. So let's see what we have on the intraday charts. On the 4-hour time frame chart, we see the following picture. First of all, recall that this is an area that we have pointed as the potential area for short entry, because this is, take a look, that is the previous consolidation, weekly pivot resistance one right around the 38 resistance, 135 even. And we know that the weekly pivot resistance one has the absolutely special meaning for trend indication. So we know that if market stands with a long-term bear trend, the weekly pivot resistance one has to hold potential upward retracement if trend still intact. Until weekly pivot resistance one holds the retracement, we could say that trend is still valid to the downside. If market will pass through the weekly pivot resistance one, this could tell us that that is not just a retracement. It could lead for the short-term reversal, for the deeper move to the upside, to any other consequences, but that is not that will not be already there, just a retracement in a row with this trend. That's why this level is very significant for us, because this is, besides, this is an area that is in general suitable for the euro currency, because euro currency usually, when it stands in the trending market, it shows small retracements, usually 3, maximum is the 50%. That's very typical for the euro currency. When it's trending, retracement very small. Also, on the daily time frame, we said that in general this thrust down is suitable for the Brent butter, but currently we do not have crossing of the 3x3 moving average yet, so I do not have anyone on this chart. We will also keep in mind this moment, and if we will get it, then probably we will try to use this setup of the Brent butter sell. But this probably should lead to some deeper move, maybe particularly to the 135, 135.20 area, to get the Brent bottom. And now market is forming such price action that could give us some clue how this retracement could start, because currently it looks like the triangle, small pennant, as you can see on the daily time frame. This also looks like the pennant pattern, and particularly and as usual pennant pattern becomes the continuation pattern, and probably we would treat it as the continuation pattern if market not stand at significant support and were sold. That forces us to take a different view on the current situation and the pennant, because when the pennant is forming at the significant support and were sold, as you can understand, chances that it will be passed down and market will break it to the downside and just freely continue move to the downside are really small. Vice versa, this means that the opposite breakout of this pennant is more probable when the market forms it at the significant support resistance. Now it just probably should be treated not as just the pennant, but as some kind of the contraction of the market, of the situation of the market holds the guard against the significant support, so consolidation. Well, and here there are some chances exists that market could show the failure breakout to the downside with this pennant, and this could lead to the forming of the butterfly buy. The 127 stands at 132.60 area. So if market will form this the butterfly, in this case probably we will get a retracement to the upside. It's very probable. And take a look. Let's try to measure this target of the butterfly. So you can see 127, 1618 ultimate targets of the butterfly stand right around an area that we have specified. This that major three, it's no resistance, weekly pivot resistance one, so they are very close. And particularly by this butterfly, we even could get the Brent bottom on the daily time frame. So that in general the setup that I will watch on the euro currency in the nearest term, because odds suggest that market hardly will pass through this support just easily. Of course, anything could happen, but we are talking from the odds point of view, and odds suggest that the retracement is more probable right now, and forming of the failure breakout to the downside of the pennant that could shift to the butterfly buy looks absolutely logical and reasonable in the current situation. Besides, take a look how market behaves compares to the MACD predictor. Trend shifted to the bullish side, but market stands flat. That's some kind of the dynamic bearish dynamic pressure. Take a look. That is the stop grabber that we have mentioned in our weekly research, and it hasn't touched the target yet. The target of this stop grabber is this low. That increases the probability of potential downward breakout and at least some sort of the wash and rinse, market taken out of these lows and returns right back and could start the retracement to the upside. Well, that is what I expect to see. At least that is the moment that I will be keeping an eye on the euro currency.